8,000 minus 6,476. We are going to start this just by going to the ones place and asking if there's more on the floor. 6 is more than 0, so I have to go next door. 0 can't help me. Another 0 can't help me. I go all the way to the 8. When I take from the 8, it becomes a 7. Give to the 0 right next to it, it becomes a 10. This 0 can borrow from the 10. When I take from the 10, it becomes a 9. Give to the 0, it becomes a 10. Now this 0 can borrow from this 10. Take from the 10, it becomes a 9. Give to the 0, it becomes a 10. Then we're ready to subtract in the ones place. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 7 minus 6 is 1. I added my comma 1, 2, 3 places over. 1,524 is the answer. Number 2 and number 3 you know how to do, so let's move on to number 4. Start at the left, color the 4th tent blue and the 6th tent orange. Well, if you remember the trick that we learned a while back, you can use your hands. When you put them like this, you can see this makes the shape of the letter L. So this is your left hand. That means this is the left side of the paper. So I'm going to put an L. The 4th one should be blue. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So this one gets colored blue. The 6th one should be orange. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. This one, oops, not blue. This one should be orange. Number 5 you can do, so we will keep going. Let's take a look at number 6. Write the missing numbers. When we have the first number missing from all of these, we're going to do the opposite of what it says. This is the fastest way to find the answer. So I'm going to start at the back and do the opposite. Instead of 14 plus 3, I'm going to do 14 minus 3. 14 minus 3 is 11. Then I double check. Is it true? 11 plus 3 equals 14. It is correct. Same thing again. When the front number is missing, I start at the back and I do the opposite. 12 plus 4 is 16. Double check. Is it true? 16 minus 4 equals 12. We have both of those correct, so I'll let you try these two following that same idea. Start at the back and do the opposite. 10 plus 5, start at the back and do the opposite. 16 minus 6. Let's go on to number 7. Finish the counting patterns. We first have to figure out what the counting pattern is. So I'm going to start by looking at two numbers that are next to each other, 78 and 81. If I put 78 in my head, then I would count 79, 80, and 81. That's 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to double check that it's also 3 numbers from 81 to 84. So I put 81 in my head and count up 3 numbers, 82, 83, 84, 1, 2, 3. So this is counting by threes. All I have to do is take 84 and count 3 numbers, 85, 86, 87. 3 more, 88, 89, 90. Keep going, 91, 92, 93. And one more time, 94, 95, 96. The last row is not counting by threes, it's counting by tens. I can tell because the ones place is staying the same, they're all 7s, and only the tens place is changing, 5, 6, 7. If I follow the pattern, it's very easy. 5 with a 7, 6 with a 7, 7 with a 7. The next one has to be 8 with a 7. Then 9 with a 7. The next one could be a little bit tricky, so we just have to keep thinking about the pattern. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 comes next with a 7. See if you can figure out that last one on your own by following the same pattern. Let's move on to the back side now, page 270. Number 1 you know how to do, so we will move along to number 2. where I've already written out the answers for you here so we can explain how to find them. 10 times 5 means I can take this number 5 and add a 0 to it, because we know any number times 10 is that number with a 0. 5 with a 0 is 50. The multiplication twins just means that my answer is the same thing because I've flipped the order around. 10 times 5 is 50. 5 times 10 is also 50. 6 times 2 is 12. How do I know? Because when I take times 2, that means I use this number 6 and I put it together 2 times. 6 and 6 makes 12. The multiplication twin would have the same exact answer. 12 times 10. I use my tens rule. Any number times 10 is that number with a 0. 12 with a 0 is 120. Same thing for the twin. Finally, 3 times 5. It's easier for most people to count by 5s rather than 3s, so I can count by 5 3 times. 5, 10, 15. That's where my answer came from, and I know the twin will have the same exact answer as well. Number 3, we need to find how to make $6.59 using the fewest pieces of money. So I'm going to start with the 6 part. This is a $5 bill, so I can only use one $5 bill. If I tried more than that, I would already be at $10, which is way too much. So right now I have $5. The next choice is a $1 bill. To go from 5 to 6, I can add one $1 bill. Now I have $6. Moving on to quarters. $6 plus 1 quarter would be $6.25. If I add another quarter, it would be $6.50. If I add a third quarter, that would be $6.75, which is too much. So I can only add 2 quarters. $6 plus 2 quarters is $6.50. How many dimes? $6.50 plus a dime would be $6.60, and that's too much. So I use 0 dimes. $6.50 plus a nickel. Well, 1 nickel is 5 cents, so $6.50 plus 5 would be $6.55. That works. If I tried to use another nickel, it would take me up to $6.60, which is too much again. So I know my last one has to be all with pennies. $6.55 up to $6.59 means I need 4 pennies. $6.56, $6.57, $6.58, and $6.59 is my total. $6.59. Number 4, circle the bills and coins needed for each amount. $3.58. Well, I'm going to start with the $3. I don't need the 5, and I only need 3 of the 1. So I will circle 1, 2, 3, and move on to the 58 cents. I always want to follow the order quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. How many quarters can I use without going over? 25, 50, 75. That's too much, so I can only use 2 quarters. Then I try dimes. Right now I have $3.50. $3.50 plus 1 dime would be $3.60. That's already too much. So this time I cannot use any dimes. I'm going to cross them all off and move on to the nickels. Right now I'm at $3.50. If I try 1 nickel, that takes me to $3.55. That still works. Plus another nickel would be $3.60, which is too much. So I'm done with the nickels. Let's see how many pennies we need. $3, $3.50, $3.55, $3.56, $3.57, $3.58. So you should have 3 $1 bills circled, 2 quarters, 1 nickel, and 3 pennies circled. On to the bottom, using our symbols greater than, less than, or equal to. Let's start on this side. 800 plus 6 is 806. I'm going to write that down. And then I'm going to compare 860 to 806. They both begin with 8, so I have to go to the next digit, 0, 6. 6 is bigger than 0. So I know right now to put in the symbol for greater than. Open mouth to eat the bigger number. 860 is greater than 806. Let's try this one. 1,000 plus 70 plus 2 makes the number 1,072. We're comparing that over here, and we can easily see they are the exact same number. So equal signs go in the box. Same thing for over here. 100 plus 10 is 110. 110 plus 1 is 111. We can see both sides match, so they are also equal. I'll let you try this last one on your own. Please let me know if you have any questions for math page 269 or 270.